Welcome back to another Flipping Tables. My name is Sean Evans.
And I'm Tico.
And today we're going to be looking at Treasures of Cibola. Cibola, however you want to spell it. A game by Romeric Galagnier, and it is by Ankama Games, Ankama Studios. And this is a treasure gathering game. You are an adventurer out to gather as much treasure as you can from a Mayan temple. How exciting is that?
Very. 2 to 4 players.
Really, it's 15 minutes to play. It really is.
It's a fast game.
It's a really, really fast game to play. This is the layout of the game. The temple here is essentially like a... You describe it as like a stock market.
It is a stock market game.
It's a values. The highest value on the track remaining at the end, we'll get to that in a minute, is basically the value of each of these symbols of cards you're trying to collect throughout the game. The number of players you have on the game, you divide up these orange meeples.
Yep,
these orange meeples are your explorers that you're going to send into the temple. And you do that by bidding at the beginning of your turn. Privately, you basically take in your hand how many you want.
You take all of them in your hand because you don't want the person to see how many are left if they can do basic math.
And you're going to bid. So I have a few in my hand. We're going to bid. You're going to put a couple in your hand. And we're going to reveal at the same time. I bid 3.
I bid 4.
Tico bid 4. So Tico would go first because he bid the most.
Yeah. So I'd be selecting from this level,
from the treasure,
level 1 treasure pile, and so there'll be variations, 2 to 3 different variations of the different symbols here. As you can see, that's the values of them currently. It's always going to be the highest value remaining on the board.
That's right.
Now, say for example, I decided I like the snake. I'm going to grab the snake. Then Sean will get to pick his.
So I'm going to choose this card only because this card has a symbol on the top that looks like a rock. What that does for me, it allows me to take a rock token and cover up one of the values on the board here. So I see that he's got a green, for example. Maybe I want to say, okay, well, you know what? The max you're going to get on greens now is 2 points at the end of the game. So I cover up the 5.
Sure.
Throughout the game, you can also gather cards at the top here. When you get a symbol on the cards that looks like a gear icon, a temple icon. So if you get a card with this icon on it, and you happen to choose that when it's your turn, you can then choose a card from the top. There's only 5 during the game. Once they're gone, they're gone. So I could, you know what, if I had taken that card, for example, I could choose... okay, I'm going to take this card. Take up to 4 explorers from the discard pile.
So once these are bid, they go into a discard.
Right, so the discard pile is here, and I use this immediately. The lightning means I use it immediately. I can then take 4 explorers, put them back in my pile. I now have more explorers to bid with at the beginning of my next turn. And the gameplay just goes back and forth between 2 to 4 players. You're taking treasure, you're covering up the value, so by the time the board is done, it may look like, I don't know, something like this.
Now you're adjusting the values of the ones that you know you're collecting and trying to block off the high values of the ones you know your opponents are collecting. And then as you get further into the game, there's level 1 and level 2 treasures. Level 2 treasures are a little bit... have a few more symbols on them.
There's more of these masks here, which, as you can see, the skulls have negative values no matter what. If you have any of these skulls in your hand, you're going to lose points.
Well, not necessarily. So the skulls, it's the person with the most skulls in their hand takes the skull value.
The skull value.
So if you know you're collecting a lot of them, you're going to want to cover that up. And the reverse for the golden idols here. The person with the most golden idols will take the victory points associated. That's the highest showing there. You cannot...
It is the highest show, so why do you keep moving these out of the way?
I'm showing everybody all of them.
They're not showing.
I'm just showing all of them.
You don't get all of them. You get the one that's
just showing all of them. And you cannot block. So if it comes up and I draw a boulder, I can't block the last scoring column in any of these. So
there must be always something showing. So by the end of the game, you basically take all the cards you have in your hand, you count the number of each of the separate symbols in your hand, and based on the scoring left at the end of the board, at the end of the game, the highest score on each track is what you're going to score. And that's your point. You then have a winner. And obviously I won, right?
Well, I mean, you cheat, but yeah, sure, why not?
Ultimately, Tico, I was not super crazy about this game. I found it very I found it a little bit boring. Like, there's not much interaction between players other than, hey, listen, I'm gonna bid this many, and like, okay, well, you got more than me, whatever. Let's keep going. I mean, there's not much
Yeah,
excitement in this game.
there's less player interaction. You are blocking areas where they may, but you're really
But that's not player interaction.
it's not
right?
as much player interaction. It is a quick game. It is a 15-minute game, 2 to 4 players. It is. My thought process is it's for a much younger crowd. So if you've got kids, they may enjoy this a little bit more because it's not very difficult to learn and to teach.
It's not difficult to learn, yeah, but I just didn't find there's much excitement in it. It is, yeah, well, it's a very very quick game to play. I'd say it's more like a gateway game.
Yep.
You bring this out to people who are not necessarily gamers. It's very easy, very quick to learn. For someone who really wants a lot of deep strategy, this is not the game for you, but it would be a good gateway game, I think.
Yeah, it's a very very easy game to pick up. I can see having fun with this if like you've just got a group, you want to throw something on the table really quick. The 15-minute playtime is appealing. That being said, there's not a ton of strategy. It's really just it's just drawing cards. Like
It's the luck of the draw.
Yeah, like you're getting of the 4 cards that are drawn up here. I mean, it's almost every single time very apparent which ones are the better ones.
Right.
So you're bidding for that, but again, you run out of these things really quickly, or you know how many somebody else has already bid, so you can do basic math. Like I know Sean started with 12. I know he bid 4 last time. I know he's got 8 left. So if I really want to go after this, high value card, it's pretty easy to sort of think through. It doesn't require a lot of strategy.
Yeah. So that is Treasures of Cibola, available in your local game store. And if you're looking for something simple, something easy, check it out. If you want something a little more deeper, maybe not. What?
No,
What did I do?
nothing. You did good.
You cheated.
I did not cheat.
You always cheat.
Well, yeah, but you don't usually catch me, so therefore it technically doesn't count as cheating.
Oh, that's how it works.
Do you not know how cheating is? Many games have a cheating element in it.